Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Windows Basics Part 5, and sadly, not that there's not way more to show you about Windows, but this is going to be the final video in this Windows Basics series. So if you missed the other ones, make sure you go through the playlist and grab those, take a look at them. There was some really good stuff in there. So we're going to cover quite a few things today, actually. And everything that I'm going to cover today is going to be in the command line. I know in other video series and other individual videos, I've shown you some command line stuff, but I'm going to go through this with you today. And most of this is networking stuff, but there are a few tidbits of other stuff here too. So, all right, guys, first thing that we need to do is open up your command line or your command prompt. If you don't know how to do that, just click your start button down there, type CMD, and go ahead and select that when it comes up. And it's the same command for Windows 10, Windows 11, and even going back to 7 XP. It's all CMD. So hopefully you're on at least Windows 10. So once we get in here, it goes ahead and puts us right to, the default here, which is your C drive Windows folder, and then the subfolder of System32. For all of these, we can leave it like that. It's not going to hurt anything. But I'm just going to go ahead and put us just to a C prompt, clear the screen by typing CLS. Now, the first thing I want to show you today is the ping command. Now, there will be instances where you're trying to access a website or something, website's not loading, and so you're like wondering, hey, I wonder if this website's actually working, if my PC can get to this website. Another reason why you might use ping command, you can also use ping for local devices on your network. So say you have a camera system and one of your cameras is just not loading, you can ping the IP address of the camera itself. So ping basically just sends that device or external domain or IP address a signal going, hey, are you there? And we should get a response. So let's go ahead and do this. So you're going to type ping, and say, for instance, you've been on trying to get to Google and your system's not loading it. So you'll just do ping google.com and hit enter. And it should right away go ahead and give you a response. These are all responses or replies. And it says reply from this IP, which is one of Google's IPs. They've got many because, they're huge. So you are getting a response from it. So theoretically, when you open your browser and go to google.com, it should load. If not, you might want to clear your cache and history of stuff and like that of your browser. So that is a way to see if it is loading. Now, like I said, you can do this for local devices too. So let's say we're going to do ping, and I'm going to just do one of my local devices. I'm just going to do my router. I think it's 192.168. I think it's 50.1. Right. Okay, and as you can see, my router's responding. So that's a good thing. So ping is just a quick thing that you can use just to see if a device or a domain or a server is listening and responding to you. Okay, guys, moving on. I've cleared the screen here. Going to start with a clean slate. Our next one that we're going to look at is overall IP config. Now, if you type IP config and you hit enter, it'll give you basic stuff, like your Ethernet adapter, my Ethernet adapter. It gives your local IP address, stuff like that, your default gateway, which is my router, etc., etc. If you had another Ethernet adapter, and then it goes into wireless stuff like there. So it'll just give the basic stuff like that. But if you want to take it a little bit further, there's a couple of other commands that you can run here. Now, you can use IP config and space / and then if you do flush DNS, what that does, once I hit enter, this flushes your DNS resolver cache. So there might be times that your web browser's acting weird, you really can't get to websites, it's being slow and goofy. That would be a good time to come into your your command prompt here and type ipconfig/flushdns. And that doesn't take long. So once you do that, once you type that, hit enter, and it's like instant. It resolves the flushed, or I'm sorry, it flushes the DNS resolver cache. And then you can close this and try your web browser again. Now there's a couple more. Let's recall that command. And instead of flush DNS, you can do /release. Now I'm not going to hit enter on this one because I will lose network connectivity. What release does is, if for any reason you feel like you need a new dynamic IP address that comes from your internet service provider, because they provide you a public IP once you connect to their stuff, this will release that. It will make your PC release that dynamic IP address. But keep in mind, once you hit enter here, you will lose internet access because you do not have an IP address and you're basically disconnected from your ISP. So a way to get that back, after you type and hit enter on the /release, you will come in here and you will do /renew. Now that will go out to your ISP and it will grab you a new dynamic IP address. It will take a few seconds, then you will be reconnected. So that is a way of refreshing your IP address. So after that, let's move on. Let me clear this screen here. Then we can move on to driverquery. Now, driverquery is pretty cool. It's just a single command, all mushed together there, not separate words. Hit enter. And what that does is it goes through your system and it finds every single driver that you have installed that goes with your hardware. And as you can see, there's tons of this stuff here. And there's even more than just hardware drivers. There's just regular drivers as well. So quite the long list. This section over here tells you, the date of those drivers released. That's not necessarily when you installed the driver. That's just how old the driver is in general. Now, if we want to take that a step further, pretty cool because you guys see you got your driver name here and dates and stuff like that. So if we do driver query again and we do a space and then a -v and enter, it lists everything like it did before. But as you can see, let's just take, for instance, this one here. It will show you the path of where those are. So if you're doing any kind of troubleshooting on your system and you think a driver might be the issue, you can come in here, do the driver query space -v, and then you can find the driver you're looking for and find the actual path. So, you can come in here, delete it, reinstall the driver, do whatever you got to do. But that is how you find the path. So driver query is a pretty good troubleshooting tool for Windows. And then the last few guys I'm going to show you are just simple basics, actually. And, there's ways through Windows to change these things. But if you happen to be in the command prompt or you just want to mess with this, it's pretty simple. So the next one is simply time. So if you type time and hit enter, it will tell you the current time. And then you have the ability to enter a new time here. So if your time is incorrect, when you type that up there, you can enter a new time. Now, mine is not incorrect, so I'm leaving it at that. And yes, you can always go into the settings here to change the date and time and stuff like that if you'd like. But this is a good way to do it too if you happen to be in there. If you were just looking to see what the time is and you're done, you don't want to change your time, simply hit enter. Now the next one, kind of exactly the same, but we're dealing with the date here. We hit date. That is the correct date. And if you want to enter a new one, you can enter the new date and hit enter, and that will change the system. So those two are very, very simple, guys. And this is going to be the last command that I show you. And it is going to be the color command. Whoops, my bad. So it's going to be color space /?. And as you can see, this specifies all the colors and basically color attributes, color codes. So you can change the colors of the command prompt here. That's what this is for. It It's not system colors. It's just of the command prompt. So say, for instance, we want to change, I don't know, I like the black background with the white text. So say, for instance, we want to change the text to, let's say, yellow. And so that's what? Number 6. So all you would do is type color space 6 and hit enter. And as you can see, it changes it to the yellow. Now you can do 2 colors here for each. You can change the background as well. And then you can just kind of combine them together. So say we wanted to keep the yellow. Well, that's going to be really bad on a different color background. So let's say, and by the way, the first digit, the first color code that you type, that's for text. The second one is going to be for the background, I believe. So let's say that we want to do red text. So that's number 4. And we want to go with gray background. So you would type 8. Ooh, yeah, that's terrible. And it's actually opposite. So I was probably incorrect on the first digit being the text, unless you only do just one single digit. So that looks absolutely terrible. So let's recall that and let's kind of change it back here. So we'll do 0 as black background, and then I want to change the text to white. Yep, whew, yeah, that's a lot better. So again, say for instance, we want to change this again. Let's go with first digit we know is background. So let's hit 8 for the background, and then let's do this green for the text. So that'd be number 2. Oh, that is absolutely terrible. I'm going to recall that and just go back to 07 for white on black background. But anyway, guys, yeah, if you really have an interest in there, you can go in and kind of just mess with those and change your colors up in the command prompt a little bit. It's more for if you're going to be in the command prompt a lot. If you're just popping into the command prompt just to get something done here and there, probably ain't going to matter that much. But yeah, that's a nice little way to change the color in your command prompt. Anyway, guys, that is it. Again, thank you for sticking with me through this Windows Basics series. Again, this is part 5. Go back, check out the other ones in the series. It's all set up in the playlist down there. But anyway, guys, if this series was helpful to you, please let me know down in the comments below. Please leave a like. And if you are interested, please consider subscribing. It definitely helps me out. Thanks, guys.